What does success mean to you? What does it mean to you? I that is such a loaded question and can go so many directions. And this morning on Clubhouse in our daily inspiration clubhouse room, we uh, unpacked this idea of what does success mean to me. And I wanted to bring this conversation to our community of conscious goddesses, of goddesses who are on our personal and spiritual growth journey as a check in. And we'll probably come back to this again and again and again as we unfold as human beings, as our journey takes us into new experiences, new awarenesses, and new wisdom. So I am Amber J, source goddess of Goddess Process and space holder of Goddess Tribe. And what does success mean to you? When I ask myself this question, if I asked myself this question 10 years ago, it meant something very different. It was, how do I keep a job? How do I earn more money and get that house or that car? Well, I got that job. I was making large six figures. Um, I lived in a beautiful house in the hills in Hollywood. I drove a fancy convertible Mercedes. I had a relationship with, I was engaged. And yet there was this like, what's next? Okay, I got this. Now what? And coming from a middle class family in from Raytown, Missouri, that seemed like I had achieved success. And I went on this spiritual journey. I went on a more of an emotional intelligence journey. I don't know that I knew that I was going on a spiritual journey or that was a component of it. Uh, but when I unpacked and what we unpacked on the call today, which I invite you all to join us on Clubhouse Daily Inspiration, 7 a.m. every day of the week and Saturdays, 7 a.m. Pacific, is what our cultural upbringing was. Like a friend of ours, she's an immigrant, she's a first generation American, and so her family defined success as being a doctor. She had to be a doctor and she had to marry a doctor, and the idea of that was a solid, consistent job. And now, as we all know, we just went through a pandemic and an upheaval of the idea of what consistent, regular, steady job looks like has kind of gone out the window. Some of those jobs have stayed, some have become more potent, and a lot of us have had to reinvent ourselves, reinvent or connect, imagine what our relationship to regular is, what our baseline is for our comfort level in living. It's pushed the boundaries and the ideas of how life unfolds and will unfold for us. Uh, we can talk in another video about turning obstacles into opportunities and how that is our value set. I'll put that link in the bio down here so you can check that out, a values assessment. It's also really a tool of shifting from the things that are obstacles, that are actual obstacles or feel like obstacles, and how they have redefined what matters to us in our life and what brings us joy. And ultimately, that is where this idea of success, like what success means to me, is interesting, like where I'm at in that So driving, moving forward, making more money was one of those like milestones that used to define my life. And now I am in the inquiry. Yes, I want abundance and prosperity. I'm certainly not shutting that down. And I don't think money is evil. I think we all get to be abundant and prosper. In fact, that's what, we open up the gates to receiving in Goddess process. But like not being driven by money or having to have some certain status, when I reclaim that I am enough, that all my resources are inside of me and I'm good enough, I'm worthy, and I am a unique experience of a human happening on this planet in this moment, then what is success to me? Is it peace? Is it happiness? Is it joyful expression? Is it how I choose to spend my time, where I spend my time, what I value? Here's a question for you. I used to value, like, I had a successful day if I was productive, if I checked off most of the boxes on my to do list. Who can relate? Are doing this, especially women in this era, in this time in history and in our culture, we are in our masculine, we are doing, getting stuff done. Raising kids is a doing and a very like get to the end, get to the end, get to the end, get that thing done. And what I've noticed is we collapse our value, whether we have been successful, into what we have gotten done, what we've accomplished, sometimes how much money we've made or the things we've collected. So I'm going to put a button on it. Oh, I do want to share, there is a Brandon Bouchard kind of exercise he does at the end of the day that I'm going to try on also. Asking the question, did I live? Did I love? Do I matter? Did I matter in someone's life today? Did I matter in my life? How did I show up today? Brandon Bouchard, that is his end of day reflection journaling. I invite you to try that on if that like resonates for you. And be in the question. The journal prompt for today is, what does success mean to me? What does success mean to me? I'm excited to hear. Please drop in. I want to hear in the comments and see what you have to say, and let's discuss. Have a blessed day.